All right, welcome. Good morning, everybody. Here we are at our new podcast that I love so much, the PowerHouse Cool Collabs, as collabs are collaborations, collaborators, and I get to select leaders in the design, build, real estate industry who I know really exemplify, you know, the attitude of collaboration and sharing and giving. And so today, without further ado, I have a fabulous speaker, a dear old friend, not old, we're not old by any stretch,
Not
a
at
dear,
all.
a dear friend of mine, Mr. Mark Eric Benner. And I'm going to let him introduce himself because he does that so beautifully. And then we're going to have a short discussion on some of the really cool, no pun intended, but yes, pun intended, cutting edge things that Mark is working on, as well as tying that single thread of attitude of gratitude and helping humanity. So without further ado, my audience here, the Powerhouse Cool Collabs, please meet Mark Eric Benner. Mark, take the microphone.
Hey, everybody. Good to be here. I just love this Cool Collabs podcast idea. It's right up my alley. Uh, I've always been I'm always tempted. You get such exposure as an architect to you're tempted to do everything all by yourself, and that's really something that comes out of the studio environment. But I find that I'm better off directing, bringing a team together to highlight everyone's strengths, and just making sure that everyone's working well together. So this is really right up my alley. I've been producing. I've been an architect. How long have I been an architect?
A few years.
Started my started my for a long time. I started my company in 2007, and 13 years prior to that, I was working for a luxury design build firm, producing 3D architecture from a very early time. Before we even really had the right to, we were producing animations in the early the 1990s. We were doing animations for every project, which was kind of cutting edge at the time. Um, I've been doing that, and that technology has really enabled me to punch way above my weight, just as a single sole practitioner. Um, but that's where the collaboration comes in, is I like to bring in a curated team that knows how to service the project and the client and give the best quality and the best experience possible.
Mark, you were always a pioneer, like cutting edge, what you're talking about, flybys of projects that you were designing and building at the custom home building firm that I happen to know very well. And here we are now, fast forward, gosh, 18, 19 years later, 17, 18 years later. AI is on the forefront, and you have always had the mindset of teaching and helping others and not keeping all this secret information, these great little new ways to do things that are, making huge impact. So tell me, what are you doing with AI and how are you sharing that with your colleagues?
Well, I've developed a presentation we've done at the luxury conferences now, and we're gonna keep it keeps evolving. It's such a new and fast-paced technology. It changes daily. So every presentation's been different, and it's going to continue to be that way. But really, as a sole practitioner, before AI, I was really struggling to do things, just everyday things that are necessary to promote the business and make sure that you've got a good pipeline. And so AI has really enabled me to embrace that without even getting in very technical, the image generation and the video generation, just coming up with a plan to market and work on the messaging. It's a broad spectrum of opportunities that we have with AI, and so that's what I like to share with people, is that even if you're tech phobic and you might not think that you could create these really amazing images from using AI, just using Zoom effectively, you can get a great experience and an analysis of your Zoom sessions, and have an action plan, and analyze the performance of the participants. It's really just as simple as turning on a plugin and making that work. And now you've got a recorded version of every meeting you take on Zoom. And then with ChatGPT, we're able to do long term planning, for marketing, and for messaging. And I really like to analyze my process and the communications that go into that. And if you wait till the moment where you have to respond and create the message, it's often doesn't get the benefit of good thought. And so by thinking about the experience that you want your clients to have as they go through your process, you're able to map that out, and then so you at least have an outline of what the arc of every project and the experience of every client, and you'll customize that message as you go through it. But you can really put some really thoughtful insight into what really you want to share, and how you want to prepare your clients.
I imagine that, because you are well known in the industry as, as an architect, but as a lead collaborator with so many builders, interior designers, and even other architects. I know you've done some coaching and some consulting. But I got to imagine that many of them are just so thrilled to jump on a project with you because you'll be showing them the latest of what you're doing. And it's like, light years ahead of everyone else. That's got to be incredible. But I wonder if I'm a client and I want to do a new home or I want to do a major renovation, actually, like one that we both know that I just recently referred to you. Tell me, what are they going to experience today with your firm that you weren't able to give them maybe in 2007 when you first launched? What's the experience like working with you, Mark?
Yeah, so again, that's where AI really starts to help fill in the blanks. It's pretty common for architects to do some research, meet the client, get an idea for what their program is, and then start doing some online research, or architects are famous for their libraries of architectural books, and that's I think that's becoming less and less a reality. But that's been the history, and so we have this rich kind of history of research. And so we'll go out and to house.com or Pinterest, any of these image aggregation websites, and we'll do this research. And it's very laborious, and it's really kind of a needle in a haystack kind of experience, because you're trying to come up with the right question, the right search to come up with the perfect, and then it's just a slog of going through all the different responses that come back. And AI has, to me, has really focused that, because now we can create the images that are the source, very, very rapidly, very realistically. And it just takes a big chunk out of that whole research phase. So even we can do this live in a design meeting from an iPad. We can have this live interaction with the client, and say, okay, now we're looking for a traditional home or a contemporary home with these kinds of finishes. And immediately we're presented with these visual inspirations that we're not going to use literally, but they do give us some context, and they give us some ideas for mixing materials, and it really starts to generate the inspiration that clients are able to respond to.
Wow. So as I had said earlier, the collaborators that are your, design build partners are thrilled to work with you because they know, oh my God, I'm working with somebody who's like really knowledgeable about all the cool stuff that's happening now. But now clients are also getting to really see how AI is being used from an architect's perspective. Wow, that's a really cool added golden nugget that I'm sure you're sharing in your marketing and letting people know, hey, designing with an architect's always been great. It's always been this opportunity for creativity and imagination, and working with a professional, but a professional who understands how to grasp all the, you know, opportunities that are out there with AI. That's so cool. One of the things I love about you, Mark, and you've always been this way from way back when, is that you collaborate with people all over the world. Tell us what you're about that, please.
Sure. So I've been fortunate to be, I don't know, discover or be part. It just one relationship leads to the next. So I'm a member of a group that's really global, and so I get great insights and experiences from other architects and interior designers from all across North America, and even across the globe. And it's really so enriching and inspiring, because we often, especially following COVID and our new digital communication lifestyle, we really get siloed, and we kind of, I think we lose that engagement as much as technology can connect us, it really does, unless you're very purposeful about it, it really does have a tendency to isolate us. And so having this exposure, these interactive groups, and it's really how I got started with AI. Is this group that I work with just posed the question to the group, what's everybody doing with AI, and so it became a bit of a group research project, and it was not everyone that embraced it, but there were a core group, maybe out of 25 people, maybe 8 or 10 really started to embrace it, and then it became kind of a show and tell. Here's what I was able to do, and everyone, you just get this discovery of all the new and great features out there, and so that's really been very powerful.
Yeah, no, I know you went to Barcelona and even that, being connected with these worldwide talents, but actually making some of the face-to-face trips in really cool new locations. But yeah, I'm always fascinated when you come back from that. It's like, I just want to hear what happened? What did you experience? That's amazing. So I know you take that attitude of collaboration to your local community in Chicago. I understand you've expanded and you're well beyond Chicago now. Where are you doing work beyond
Yeah,
the
so
Midwest?
I'm licensed in Illinois, obviously, also Wisconsin, and recently in Colorado. So those are my focused markets, and I'm actively developing those and seeking opportunities there, which has been great. And there's been little glimmers of inspiration that has come through there, and I think there's some really great things on the horizon.
Cool. Love that. Absolutely love that. Well, you know that my whole thought about this podcast was tying together, the fact that we're so, we have this amazing industry that we get to work in that is, just typically always in a, positive mode. We're working with people that are building their dreams and, this is like entertainment, but results in something that's tangible that can change your life and improve your health and wellness and your family. But we're from the soul. We're soul people, you and I. So tell me how well, my word, my buzzword is always gratitude. I feel so grateful to be working and knowing you and having you in my life. Tell me, how do you even days that go up and down, how do you consider having an attitude of gratitude on a more consistent basis?
Well, it's easy to get distracted and I guess in a comfortable rut with our experiences. And it's really been a priority for me to break out of that and find out, there's lots of need out there. People that aren't as fortunate, and it really helps to focus and appreciate the opportunities and the blessings that I've received over the decades, really, with great people. So I work with a group that does affordable housing, supports affordable housing, and engages people who are not necessarily tradespeople or carpenters, but have really good hearts and want to help people out. So it's a group called Solid Rock Carpenters, and we've developed a system that enables really unskilled people, totally unskilled people, to build quality homes rapidly. And the dirty little secret is that it's we get more out of it than I think the people who receive the homes, because we get to see the authenticity and the struggle, and just the beautiful hearts that people have, no matter where they are, and that's been one of the greatest rewards.
So Solid Rock Carpentry is the name, and the link is going to be down below, so as well as your link to your website. But tell me a little bit more about that, because I think I remember last year you were telling me you guys set yourself up on a really unique challenge. So please delve in a little further on your group.
Sure. Again, this is, as you get into these opportunities, you meet more people, and it's amazing to me that by doing one project, it leads to the next inspiration. And so our group, Solid Rock Carpenters, has worked since Katrina, really, with Habitat for Humanity, and they've been a really great partner. And then recently, well, not even so recently, for several years, we've been working with another group called Appalachian Service Project, ASP. And I first worked with them when I was in high school. So I was a fledgling carpenter, and I was the most experienced person on the crew, so they assigned me a team leader role. Um, and so at the time they were their mission is warmer, safer, drier homes. But at some point they've run out of homes to fix up. At least they've done what they can, and really the housing shortage has become a real challenge for them. And so this was a great partnership between my group, Solid Rock Carpenters, and ASP. We're now building new homes um, for people in need, and they it was kind of a three-way partnership between Solid Rock Carpenters, Appalachian Service Project, and the Home Depot Foundation. And we worked for about a month. When was this? And so we worked the month of May here locally, and I developed this system that we use that prints the stud layout on Tyvek, and now anybody can staple that down to cut lumber. And so we brought that together and had an event in June, June 5th in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, where we brought together 320 or so semi-skilled volunteers. Home Depot, they were hardware vendors, and in less than 3 hours, we built the walls for 16 homes,
Wow.
swept the field for nails, and loaded the trucks. And they were then delivered to, or eight of them were sent to Kentucky, and then eight went to Tennessee. And the ones that went to Tennessee are going to be used really soon because they were the ones that were devastated by Hurricane Helene. So
Oh,
the group ASP is in Johnson City, Tennessee, and they were hit very hard. They've never been hit by a hurricane before, and they were under 5 or 8 feet of water. So those homes we produced are going to be put to use right away.
Mark, that's sensational. I mean, that's gotta like fill your soul up. I mean, thank you so much for all that you do. And you've been doing that for a long time. And I know you and I have connected you with Matter and Designs for Dignity. And you're always willing to, you get to work on this luxury end with homeowners and builders that want an architect on their team and interior designers, but then you never look past that. You say, I got to give back humanity. I'm so lucky to be in this, opportunity situation. Wow.
Very
Thank,
rewarding. Very
thank,
rewarding.
thank you. So you epitomize my whole tying the thread together with cool collabs that are doing cutting edge work and sharing. And anybody who's watching this, if you're in the design build industry, Mark is always open to talking to new, even other architects, because we all believe we raise the tide for all ships. And also, Mark's got this great, organization that does helps humanity in so many ways, and he's involved in many other nonprofits. So together, we're hopefully one step at a time, Mark. We make a difference every single day, and I am truly blessed to have you in my life. And thank you, my dear soul brother.
My pleasure.
Okay, it's wonderful to have you on our podcast. I can't wait to see you next time in Naples. You'll be speaking at our luxury conference in Naples, Florida on February 5th, 4th and
I'm
5th.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, all right. My very best to you. Namaste, right?
Namaste. Well,
Okay.
I feel like I'm in good company with Rebecca and Jonathan Creamer. Uh, Great collaborators. I'm looking forward to Rebecca and I are already doing some work together, and I'm looking forward to connecting with Jonathan as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Rebecca was our second episode, podcast two, and Jonathan Creamer from Minnesota, from Eversphere, was our first. And we have a nice list of other people coming. Hard to fill the shoes of Mr. Mark Benner, but we've got lots of friends, and you know what? We keep company with people that are like-minded, and it's just a perfect time to be celebrating Thanksgiving as I sit at the table and I go around and everyone in our family has to say what they're grateful for. You, Mark Benner, will be one of the people I'm grateful for.
Well, the same is true for you.
Okay, love you.
Love you
Bye,
too.
everyone.